Hello again. I am Janer. I am with you with another video. Today we are going to talk about finance. I know I am not a financial advisor, so I will just try to record a nice video for you guys. How much potentially you can make as a legacy pilot for your 30 years career. Let's start with the assumptions that I made for this video. The first assumption that I made is you have a 30 years career in the legacies, which means that you join any legacies at the age of 35. Because of 1500 hours rule in the United States, you have to initially collect 1500 hours, then you need to go for a regional, and after that you need to fly there, then you need to come to a legacy. Right now, as of at the end of 2023, I understand it's very easy to go legacies when you have low hours because everyone is hiring right now, but it's not going to be like this forever. So that's why I wanted to be a moderate when it comes to making an assumption. I don't want to reflect the highest possible number that you could earn, so you think that everyone will earn, but at the same time I didn't want to go to bottom level so only a few people earns that amount of money. So I would like to reflect and medium value. So 30 years career right now is a realistic number. Before going to number two, I would like to say something. All right, as a pilot, there are three main components how much you can make for your entire career. The number one is the duration of the service. So if you're in the company 30 years versus 40 years will significantly impact the overall income level in the airline, but at the same time it's important how much credit you are making in a month. Alternatively, in a year, let's talk about it. So if you're making 500 credits per year versus 1200 credit per year, it will be totally different than each other. Also, the last thing I would like to mention is how long you will stay as an FO or how long you will fly as a captain. So if you upgrade right away in the year first, you can make huge money, but your quality of life can be impacted from that. Or alternatively, if you have any option, how long you will stay in the narrow body, then you will go to wide body as a first officer, then will you stay there as a wide body first officer until you upgrade as a wide body captain, or would you like to go to narrow body captain or wide body captain? So that's what I'm trying to say. You have all this flexibility. So that's why, because of these three things, I need to make some assumptions. That's why the first three most important topics will be covering those aspects, because they are the key factors when it comes to calculating total compensation in entire career. Second assumption that I made is, let's assume that you are making 1000 credit per year. So as you all know, pilots are earning hourly. So we all have hourly rate based on the airframe that we are flying or the position that we are flying, wide body first officer or narrow body captain, or narrow body first officer or wide body captain. Each position and seat offers some certain amount of US dollar per year, and your longevity is also calculated based on experience, so that if you are 4-year first officer, then you upgrade, you will be getting paid 5th-year captain, narrow body captain position. So that's why it's extremely important what's your hourly rate and how much you fly. That being said, so I calculated 1000 credit per year. So the number one thing that the foreigners are asking, foreign international pilots, is too much to fly 1000 hours in a year because it's limit. So guys, this is totally different. 1000 credit doesn't mean that 1000 flying hour 90% of the time. For instance, I would like to give you an example. Let's say if you have a 30 days of vacation, and each day of vacation, if you're getting paid 4 hours 15 minutes, you will be making 127 hours 30 minutes credit. So that's how it works. So you deduct from 1127 hours 30 minutes. That's also their trainings, type ratings, qualification trainings, continuous qualification trainings, check rides, company businesses, or other stuff. And of course, the major credits are coming from flying. 70 hours multiplied by 12, so you will be making 840 hours per year, but on top of that you will get some credit. So some people are working much harder, they are senior, they can get premium trip, they can reach anywhere like 1500, but some people don't want to fly that much, they are staying short of 1,000, maybe 800, 700 credits per year. So this is extremely important to differentiate between the credits and flying hours. So my assumption is 1,000, and 1,000 is widely accepted range when it comes to making rough calculation, all right? Number 3, I had to make an assumption which airframe and which position you would like to fly for your entire career. It's extremely hard to come up with an idea because we never know how will be the market is. You could be stuck in one seat, there won't be any maybe option for you to go up. But right now, there are literally limitless options for airline pilots. They can choose what they want to do because there are lots of movements. If you want to be a narrow body captain, wide body first officer, you can be a wide body first officer from the day first as a new hire. So it's really flexible when it comes to, you know, choosing seat and the position right now. But as I told you, I would like to have a moderate, like a median average of everyone. So I didn't want to go to year first and you go to captain directly on year second and make your entire career as a captain salary, so your salary will look like amazingly high. Based on my assumption, I use this. So when you join the company, you most probably would like to go to narrow body first officer position because most of the airlines that position offers the higher relative seniority compared to the other positions. So I calculated 3 years narrow body first officer position. Then after year 3, I assume that you go wide body first officer position for another 3 years. You upgraded to a captain position and you stayed there another 13 years. So basically now we are talking about 13 plus 3 plus 3, which is 19 years. And after 19 years, finally it's time to upgrade for the wide body captain position, and you stayed there another 11 years before you retire. So I believe that this is a fair estimation right now when we think about the current expansion, current growth rate of the legacies in the United States. We can expect that your numbers, I'm telling one more time, could be significantly different than these factors that I listed. So the number 4 that I would like to mention, I take an average value for the legacies, which will be reflected, of course, from 2023 and will be valid for 2024. And I didn't take any extra contract negotiation which will occur in the future. So it's more for me to be on the safe side because this is kind of, you know, calculating career values based on today's value. Because if you join the company at the age of 30, most probably you can see 3 different contracts until you retire. Hopefully you can even see more than that, which means that the more contract you will have, it's an indication of more salary you can get. That's the important thing, number 4. Number 5 I would like to mention is the crisis or economical crisis, let's say that way, because once every 10 years in the history we can see that something happens in the world and that reflects the aviation industry in the first place. That's how it works. Imagine an economical crisis or imagine a global crisis is always affecting aviation industry because people stop spending money for traveling. COVID is a great example of that, and also financial crisis is a great example of that as well. So that's why there we should expect some financial crisis in the future. Is really realistically, but I didn't involve this crisis because I also didn't involve any pay rise increases in the future. So I just, you know, make them balance in both ends. All right, number 6. Those numbers are before tax, so they're gross. This is very important for international pilots, but Americans, they're already aware of the situation because whatever people are earning in the United States, they're gross. They never talk net salary in the United States, but somewhere in Europe or some other part of the world, pilots are getting paid net salary. Therefore, people might think that these numbers are based on net. This is not correct. Those are based on gross. So that's how it works. There should be a tax deduction from these numbers. But as I told you, there's also good indication when you have a pay rise in the future adjusted by the inflation, or alternatively, if you get a retro checks or something like this, you can cover up some tax burden. It's almost impossible to calculate because everyone has specifically different situation and unique financial income level. Therefore, there's no way to make a video for each pilot in the world. Before going number 7, I would like to mention what's the total income. So you can imagine we have 3 buckets. And these three buckets are the hourly rates, which is 1,000 credit per year. That's the assumption that we made based on the 3, 13 and 11 years first officer and captain positions. And on top of that, we have 401k contributions that we will discuss later on. So this is also based on 17% starting from 2024 and 18% starting from 2026. And on top of that, we had profit sharing. Profit sharing is not guaranteed. It is based on company's profit, but these companies' profits are most of the time are determined between the companies and the union, so that based on how much money a company can make will decide your profit sharing. So number 7 will be about this. For the profit sharing, it's really difficult to guess, but I had to come up with the idea. So I made my research. So I checked for top profit sharing companies and I take their last 13 years data, including COVID time, which is 0%, and then I just make an arithmetical average of these top 4 paying companies profit sharing. I eliminated least 4 paying companies profit sharing from this equation. It looks like I am more intended to that, but I also take the 0% averages. So there are some literally years for each airlines that they didn't pay any profit sharing. So I created an average and I came up with a number which is 7.5%. With the recent enhancement in the pilot contracts, 7.5% is a good number to me. As I tell you, there's no way to guess exact numbers because most of the airlines right now, they just made a magic number 2.5 billion. Because of that, these numbers is fixed amount US dollar. So the companies in the next 10, 15, 20 years will be making huge profits, and this 2.5 billion US will be stay there, which means that when they reach the 2.5 billion, their profit sharing goes to pilots more and more, and by the time it's gonna stay, because now it's not the percentage but it's a fixed amount of US dollar like Delta did. That's why it's important to know that what is gonna be in the future. That's why I said 7.5 if you take a 30 years career is a realistic number, and to be honest, to me 7.5% average is still in the low side, but I would like to be in the low side. I would like to create a median level for everyone. Number 8 is the last one. All right, as we discussed, now direct contribution from the company is 17%. What you have done in a year, 70% of them it goes to your 401k, and it's gonna be 18% starting from 2026. I didn't make any assumption that you're maxing out your 401k from your salary so that you reduce your tax burden, so you will be taxed less compared to your annual income. I didn't take this, but what I have done, I just contributed 7.5% into your 401k, so you invested this money in your 401k. That's my assumption, all right? I know some people are contributing significantly more, some people are contributing significantly less. We are not here to today discuss how to invest, how much you will make based on this investment, but I'm trying to give you a rough idea of how much your career worth. So I will like to motivate you to be a pilot based on the final number that we will come up with, okay? That's the thing, 7.5%. Please don't text me later on. There's a spillage, this spillage goes to RHA or this spillage goes to MCBP account, all these kind of things. You cannot contribute more than this in this year. I didn't involve any of those, so I would like to make it more simplified for everyone. As I told you previously, there is no way to guess how much a pilot make precisely because it's solely based on individual's performance. This is the magic spreadsheet that I created for you guys. As I previously discussed, I assume that you joined the company in the first day, January 24, and then you have 30 years career till 2053, 3-year narrow-body first officer, 3-year wide-body first officer, then another 13 years narrow-body captain, and last 11 years wide-body captain. And I tried to adjust those pay rates. For instance, I went to scale and check what's the first year pay rate for the narrow-body first officer, then is upgraded to second year with 2025 numbers, and then 2026 numbers, and then it's third year. Then as we already discussed, longevity works that way. So 3-year narrow body first officer, when it goes to wide body, then it's gonna get paid 4-year scale, as you can see here. And as we continue, number 12, you here, I just marked here, and after number 12, as you can see, 12th year is all same, because you reach the max payment for hourly rate, and then is your salary hourly rates doesn't go up. That's why it stays stagnant at that point. After 19th year, 20th year, you will get paid wide body captain position, and it's gonna be the same because you already passed the 12th year barrier here. Your salary hourly rate will be the same until you have a new contract, and in this new contract, if you can increase your hourly rates. So your salary, that's my assumption based on 1,000 hours, but don't be confused, this is 1,000 credit. I should have done maybe better, but it's 1,000 hours because I wrote here hours based on pay rates, but this is credit. It doesn't mean that you will fly 1,000 hours. It's 1,000 hour equivalent credit, let's put it that way. And per diem is calculated based on when you push back and then when you come back. So it's kind of 16 hours average, 15 days in a month. So, and the further adjustments also are included. So based on this is annual number that you can make from per diems, and based on this I calculated total income. Total income is the summation of the salary plus per diem. As you can see, this column here represents apart from income, other benefits that you can get for a 1K. These orange boxes are indicated 17%, and the green boxes over here are indicated the 18% scale starting from 2026, and there won't be any further adjustment on that. Maybe in the future, after 10-15 years, we never know, maybe pilots can get better for 1K contributions. So until now, this is the exact number. As I discussed previously, profit sharing 7.5% based on your salary is also going to your profit sharing data. And on top of that, we can make total contribution for 401k in the video I described, because I made an assumption that this is your contribution for 401k goes to total number, and this is the total each year will be distributed to your 401k contributions. And also, of course, it's not gonna stay there stagnant. You need to invest your money on something. Therefore, I wanted to make a rough estimation. Based on this rough estimation, I just wanted to make 8% because of based on historical S&P 500 values. Of course, we cannot know how good it will be or bad it will be for the next 30 years, but we can only use past data and we can project. Maybe it's going to be significantly more or significantly less. So based on this, your 401k will be increasing that amount, and it's going to be $10,655,621 almost in your 401k based on 30-year career will be on your retirement side. And on top of this number, we can see that here total income that you could make during your entire career based on 1,000 credit here will be reaching $12,505,055. So when you combine $12,505,000 with the $10,655,000, actually it's making $23,160,676. So as you can see, it's making more than $20 million. But for the sake of calculation, to be on the more conservative side, I just made a $20 million inception. And don't forget, these numbers are not including any Social Security retirement plan as well. So you could be getting more once you retire, but it's not calculated because these numbers are not your total compensation. This is a retirement when it comes to Social Security. So this is the total assumption. I know it's not fun to see me after spreadsheet, because when I always check the spreadsheet, it's really great to see those numbers. And in the videos, I'm trying my best to reflect the current data and not trying to sell the dreams. I don't want to be on the upper level. I don't want to be in the bottom level as well. I would like to reflect the median level. So that's why why it's realistic for me. I didn't even involve that you invest your money whatever you earn. So this is the thing. But if you are a logical guy, you shouldn't spend all money that you're earning. You need to save this money for the bad days. That being said, if you are really smart, you should be saving some money from the income level, so that money can be easily adjusted with the crisis that we are gonna face in the future, so they're offsetting each other. That's really important. That's what I wanted to show you. Total career worth reaching $23 million, and I even deducted $3 million from that by not including any other investment that you are supposed to make as a pilot, because this is your life and you can do whatever you would like to do, or you can just spend your money as you wish. I wanted to be in a moderate side, as I told you. So how did you find my video? I hope you liked it, because I spent lots of time on that to prepare for you. I believe it's really beneficial, especially for me. So to be honest, I wanted to calculate how much I can make. So I ended up with the idea of why not we record a video about it, so we can inform anyone who is pilot or they're trying to be a pilots, so they can see the rough estimation how much they can make. But please and please and please, I thought maybe at least 10 times, this is an average value. You can make significantly more or you can make significantly less. Tax is not involved. These numbers are based on 1,000 credit. Your number will be totally different if you upgrade in year first, or if you stay as a first officer 25 years, or with any other factors. If you're a smart guy, if you can invest your 401k contribution with the 15% per year, like Warren Buffett, then you can make more money. So, you know, this is lots of variations involved on these calculations. So please don't ever think that this is the final result and everyone can make this amount of money. That being said, I hope you like this video. So if you want to see videos like this, please shoot a text to me so I can read each of them, so I can decide should I go for more financial videos. If you like this kind of financial videos, we can even find some experts on my YouTube channel, so we can make some videos together, so we can guide you truly. But never ever make your assumption based on a random YouTuber who's trying to help you, okay? You need to make your research. You need to design your life based on your working knowledge and also your finance. That's the ultimate responsibility of yourself, not a YouTuber, and it's not an investment advice for you guys. That being said, please don't forget to like my video, subscribe my channel, and hit the bell button to get the notifications. See you in the next video. Bye bye.